Reliance, of course, on the back of its 46th AGM, a lot of key, crucial announcements that were made by Mukesh Ambani yesterday. But one of the key announcements that stands out is the fact that there is a change in the helm of affairs. Power structure is changing very, very quickly. There is a succession plan in place. So I think one thing that Mukesh Ambani has learned from his own personal experience is to have a solid succession plan in place. And we see all three children being inducted now into the board of directors as non-executive members. Nita Ambani stepping down. What does it mean for retail business, for the telecom business at Reliance, Kartik?
Right. So let's look at what are the changes, right? And some of these changes, in fact, most of these changes are not coming as any sort of a surprise because Mukesh Ambani had stated even earlier that he intends to continue in the capacity of chairman for Reliance Industries for another 5 years. And this, of course, comes when his term expires the next 5 years in 2027, he's going to be 72 years. And 70 is otherwise the cap for the chairman of a listed company. So Mukesh Ambani clearly stating that he will continue as chairman for another 5 years and the board has approved that decision. So that's old headline, but yes, now it is a stated fact, stated reality. So Mukesh Ambani will stay as chairman for 5 years. Nita Ambani has quit the RIL board and the intent is now to focus squarely on the Reliance Foundation, the CSR arm of Reliance Industries, and really work for the common good of of society at large. Now let's talk about succession planning, and you're right. I think this is among all the great things that Dhirubhai Ambani had done. One of his grave mistakes was to not have a stated succession plan, and that led to this this infighting between the two brothers, Mukesh Ambani and Anil Ambani, and they've both charted very different trajectories, directions in their own businesses and their own lives. So Akash Ambani, Isha Ambani and Anant Ambani will join the RIL board. And like you mentioned, they're going to be non-executive directors. However, there's a clear-cut succession plan for each one of them. So Akash Ambani, as we already know, Akash Ambani is going to continue to lead the Jio vertical. Right. And Jio, of course, is telecom, but Jio right now is also Jio Financial Services. We'll come to that subsequently. But Akash Ambani, 31-year-old, third-generation Ambani, to lead Reliance Jio. Then sister Isha Ambani, twin sister Isha Ambani, also 31 years of age, is going to lead the retail arm, Reliance Retail. Again, no shocker here. We have seen over the last many AGMs and the various announcements being made on Jio, on retail, have been made by the two children of Mukesh and Nita Ambani. Anant Ambani, the younger sibling, 28-year-old, is going to lead the new energy business. This new energy business, as Mukesh Ambani also mentioned at the 46th AGM yesterday, is pretty much the definition of a new Reliance. We've always seen Reliance as an oil to telco conglomerate. At one point in one of his AGMs, maybe 5 years ago, Mukesh Ambani had mentioned that data is the new oil. I think now any analogy with oil is seeming a little out of place, simply because even oil, the traditional oil business that we know, is a polluting business. And new renewable energy could pretty much be the new definition of the new Reliance. So renewable energy, wind energy being a critical component there, is the next logical step for an energy producing conglomerate like Reliance.
A new tech company, a new energy company, that is the direction in which Reliance is heading. Let's also get in our guest to perhaps weigh in on that. What is your, as far as Chirag, the planning, the succession ahead is concerned, how optimistic, upbeat are you with Reliance? I mean, Isha and Anant and Akash, all three children have been in fact heading, retail and the Jio Telecom business for a while now. There's no clarity, Kartik, on Jio Financials just as yet? Who's going to head Jio Financials?
So, to my understanding, if they're using the same brand, which is Jio, then Jio Telecom.
And has to be Akash.
It has to be Akash, simply because all these financial products which are going to be rolled out are also going to be rolled out on the Jio platforms using the Jio platforms, Jio technology, Jio connectivity. And the whole digital interface is going to be very closely linked, I believe, with the telecom business. So, it's largely, I think, a fintech sort of a player emerging now with so many additions to it, as opposed to a pure play telecom player or a pure play NBFC traditionally, as we know it. But Reliance stocks in the morning taking a beating, down about 0.6% or so in early trade. I wonder what the markets are making of the succession plan. Chirag?
Chirag?
Right. Definitely now the uncertainty has been, is now the clarity. And it is good to have a succession planning so the market can have a clear view that how long the cash flow and what is the ability of the new, uh, directors and new, the board which is coming to run the company. And that also street will look for. And that is what is very much expected outcome which the street is expecting, and that's why you can see the flattish kind of move, because mostly whatever is known to everyone, it is always discounted into the market. And yeah, they are moving to the new age businesses. Like retail is one of the greatest B2C businesses that are the best businesses, because there are always higher margin. And now whatever happened on the technology side, now there are 65 crore cell phone user, and it is very easy to access many of the things which was not possible earlier, right? When we don't have the smartphones, now the smartphone has penetrated into the fag end of the country also. So B2C is quite interesting business in
Okay.
India, and what is driving the growth and the kind of things, converting a business from oil to a new energy business is always a welcome move, and that is what the street is expecting.
I
All
think since
right.
you're talking
Since
succession, it'll
we're
be interesting to also look at what Mukesh Ambani himself said in the capacity of chairman, but it sounded almost like a father speaking and a father speaking so proudly
about
about
his
the
children
achievements
and
of their children. So let's pull up that quote of Mukesh Ambani there, saying that the children have actually earned their stripes, and literally, using the connotation of stripes as it is in military parlance when you go up the ranks. And he's saying, I can say that they've earned their stripes through dedication, commitment, and hard work. Yeah, it's the chairman of Reliance Industries, but also the father of Akash, Isha, and Anant Ambani speaking there.
right. So a proud father there.